Hey, what's going on YouTube? JS Cards here coming at you with a Yu-Gi-Oh! Deck profile. And yesterday we opened up the new Lair of Darkness structure deck. This is the budget deck that you can build by buying 3 of those structure decks, which will cost you about $30 or so if you go to any of your local game stores or even a Walmart or a Target or that sort of thing. So yeah, all of these cards are in the structure deck. You don't have to buy anything extra, and I just thought I would profile it for you guys, and it's a great option for budget players or new people that are getting into the game and don't want to spend a lot right away. But tomorrow or the next day I'll have a different version up with extra cards and a kind of like a more expensive version for those people that are interested. So without any further ado though, let's jump into this budget deck profile. So of course we have 3 of our main boss monster here, which is Darkest Diablos, Lord of the Lair. This is an awesome card with a 3000 attack body and 2000 defense. It's a dark dragon type. It can't be kaiju'd, first of all, which is great. So that means it can't be tributed when it's face up on the field. And also, it's got 2 really good effects. One being if a dark monster you control is tributed except during the damage step, you can special summon this card from your graveyard. And then its other effect is you can tribute 1 dark monster. Your opponent places 1 card from their hand to the bottom of their deck, which is really great just to kind of throw them off and disrupt their hand. Then we have 3 Lilith, Lady of Lament. This card is an awesome level 3 fiend, and it's got 2000 attack, but if it's normal summoned, its attack goes down to 1000. But you can tribute 1 dark monster and reveal 3 normal trap cards from your deck. Your opponent then randomly chooses 1, and you set it, and you shuffle the rest back into your deck. And you can only use that effect once per turn, but that's like her main effect that you're using, and there's so many good and powerful traps that, yeah, it's just really nice being able to set 1 and your opponent doesn't really know what it is, and they have to play around it. Next up, 3 Arima, the Wicked Beast. It's a great level 4 fiend, 1700 attack as well, which isn't bad. Basically, you can discard this card, add 1 Lair of Darkness, which is the new field spell, so it's kind of like a terraforming with a body. And you can add it into your hand, but then you can tribute 1 dark monster, draw a card, and if you tributed a dark monster other than this card to activate its effect, you can add 1 dark monster with 2000 or more defense from your deck to your hand. So yeah, that's pretty good because you can search out Darkest Diablos. For the last of the 3 ofs, we play Stygian Street Patrol. This is such a good card. It helps extend your plays, and it also allows you to be able to special summon Lilith, so she does get her 2000 attack instead of 1000. You can banish this card from your graveyard and special summon 1 fiend with 2000 or less attack from your hand. So yeah, you do a lot of discarding and things end up in the graveyard quite easily, so if you get a Stygian Street Patrol in your graveyard, that's a good thing. Then for the 2 ofs, we have 2 Duke Shade, the Sinister Shadow Lord. Then I play 2 Phantom of Chaos. This card is great because it can basically just mimic any card, I believe, in your graveyard. Yeah, you can target 1 effect monster in your graveyard, banish it, and this card can copy its effect and attack and defense, which is pretty crazy. For the 1-ofs, we have the 1 Tour Guide, which is just a great card to play. Basically, you just use Tour Guide to get Lilith, because when it's normal summoned, you can special summon a level 3 fiend from your deck or hand, so Lilith can come out with her 2000 attack. 1 Prometheus, King of the Shadows. This is a great old school card, and it got reprinted in this deck, and it's really good late game. If this card is normal summoned, you can banish 1 or more dark monsters from your graveyard, and if you do, this card gains 400 attack for each until the end of the turn. Yeah, so like but especially late game, your graveyard's going to be full because of all these different effects and that sort of thing, and you can just bring up Prometheus and boost its attack up and hopefully push for game. Then I play one Vanity's Fiend. Vanity's Fiend, again, just an amazing card, great reprint. It cannot be special summoned, but neither player can special summon monsters. So it basically just can help shut down your opponent, and it's not good going second. It's great going first, though. But if you want to bump this up to 2 because it is the budget version and you can mess around with all these ratios, you're more than welcome to. This deck, though, kind of relies on special summoning, unlike other decks where you could play 2 or even 3 Vanity's Fiend. I just went with 1 because, yeah, it can hurt you as well, but it's still good to have for disruption against your opponent. Then for the last monster, I play 1 Legendary Maju Garzette. It's a fiend, kind of like another late game type situation. It can't be normal summoned or set, must be special summoned from your hand by tributing all monsters you control. This card attacks becomes the combined original attack of all the tributed monsters. If this card attacks a defense position monster, inflict piercing. So it's just kind of one of those things where if you know you can get game and you just want to make sure you have all the damage possible, you can bring out Legendary Maju Garzette. That's it for the monsters. Let's move on to the spells. All right, for our spell cards, we have, of course, 3 Lair of Darkness. This card's a great field spell, and it's kind of what the whole deck is about. All face-up monsters on the field become dark. Once per turn, if you would tribute summon a monster you control to activate a card effect, you can tribute a dark monster your opponent controls. So you're basically just using their monsters and saving yours, which is great. Once per turn, during the end phase, special summon as many Torment tokens, which are Fiend Dark type level 3 tokens, as possible to the turn player's field in defense position, up to the number of monsters tributed this turn. Really cool card and very, very powerful, and it just helps extend all your plays and activate your effects. To go along with that, we have Allure of Darkness for some draw power. Next up, 3 Hand Destruction. This card I have a love-hate relationship with. It's really great, but it also gives your opponent some advantage, and you're not gaining too much. Your opponent gets to draw cards, which we do not want, but you can also discard 2 cards to draw 2 cards, which isn't bad because there are a lot of effects and cards we want in the graveyard, so just being able to get them straight to the graveyard is good. On top of that, you are drawing 2 extra cards, so hopefully that'll let you draw into something good, or at least go into something, to help extend your plays or that sort of thing. I also play 2 Recurring Nightmare. Simple effect, you can target 2 monsters of 0 defense in your graveyard, add those targets back into your hand. So you can get Lilith back, Arima, what else can you get? Those are kind of like the big 2, I guess a Phantom of Chaos if you really need one. There's just some good options there for you. And then this, again, kind of like Hand Destruction. I don't know how I feel about this, but at the same time, it's beneficial. Fires of Doomsday. So you can special summon 2 Doomsday tokens. In defense position, these tokens cannot be tributed for a tribute summon unless it's for a dark monster, and you cannot special summon other monsters the turn that you activate this card. So yeah, it's okay, but because this is the budget version, it's a good option to have just because you can get other tokens out there for some defense, and it kind of pairs with Lair of Darkness as well. Moving on to the traps, it's pretty short and sweet. We have 3 Mind Crush. This is hands down the best trap card in the whole deck, and I'm sure you all know what this does, but I'll cover it anyways. You can declare a card name. If that card name is in your opponent's hand, they must discard all copies of it. Otherwise, you can discard 1 random card. It's just really good, especially if you activate 2, if you can chain it and just go Mind Crush into Mind Crush. It's very powerful, great disruption, and it can throw their whole game off, which is what you want to do. Then I play 2 Dark Light. This card's awesome. You contribute 1 dark monster with 1500 or more attack, which you have plenty of. Destroy all monsters that were special summoned this turn. So if your opponent does get a board set up or they do a lot of special summoning, you can destroy them all. And if yours get destroyed, like I said, a lot of these effects and cards you want in the graveyard, and you can, if they are in your graveyard, you can bring them back anyway. So if it does destroy your monsters, that's okay as well. And then I play 1 Eradicator Epidemic Virus and 1 Full Force Virus. I really like these 2, but you can include however many virus cards you want, or if you want to put in other ones, you're more than welcome to. These are just my personal favorites, and especially Eradicator Epidemic Virus. That card's super powerful, but I really like Full Force Virus as well. So that's it for this budget darkness deck profile. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Test this deck out and let me know what you think. If you enjoyed this video, make sure you hit the like button and subscribe for more. And like I said, in the next day or 2, I'm gonna have a different more competitive build up on this channel, so stay tuned for that and hit subscribe so you don't miss out. Anyways guys, thanks again for checking out this video. Peace out and have a good one.